Welcome to the Passion Behind the Art show. It's all about diving in with individuals to learn the story behind their passion. It's your host, Daryl Pinham.
It's another week, another amazing guest, and another opportunity for me to bring you value through someone else's story. This week's episode will be coming to you from Creative South. I was asked by Mike Jones to come out and record live at the conference, and I had a blast. Creative South is one of my favorite conferences to go to. It's a magical place. It's all about community, and it's all about building each other up. No matter what level you are, you will get value, and you will find people that are much more excited about pushing you up than pushing you down. So, without further ado, this week's episode. All right, we're live here at Creative South, the Passion Behind the Art show, and today I have with me my good buddy from the UK, Mark Hirons. Mark, welcome, bro.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be on your show.
Yeah, for sure. We're here again together.
Oh, yeah.
Recording another episode. So, how has the experience at Creative South been?
It's good. It's like last year. It's so relaxed and everyone's having a good time. And you come here to get away from work, but you meet so many other like-minded creators, and it's so free. You sort of get inspired by other people and talk to some amazing guests of the show and the people that are speaking, and you just get inspired and like sort of relieved of all the pressure of work. And then it's so fun. It's so fun being here.
So, how long have you been in the States for?
So I've been here for a week, and now actually it's coming up to 2 weeks now. So I went to Columbus, Ohio, and then made the road trip down to Columbus, Georgia, 10-hour drive, seeing loads of good friends and loads of cool people from last year at Creative South, and just spending a good time around the US because it's a nice place.
So why did you decide to do something like that?
The US is huge. I mean, compared to the UK, the UK is tiny. We can drive up and down it in 6 hours.
Really?
Yeah. I have to drive 10 hours just to get halfway across the US. It's massive. It's like a continent on its own. So it's nice to try and visit it. And I've always wanted to do a US road trip. So it's a cool way to do it. Just driving down to Creative South, and it's something that I'm going to try and get to most years. And it's worth coming to.
Is there anything close to something like Creative South in the UK?
Yeah, not really. We haven't really got the closest thing would be a thing called Birmingham Design Festival, and that was their first year last year, and they had Draplin, and everyone went mad for it, and it's great. And they tried to put something on like this, but it's bigger, less of a community feel. But we're getting there with conferences. Like I always say, whatever happens in the US, we get about 7 months, or we get a prolonged period of time later on. We'll get it eventually. We get your stuff eventually, but not straight away. So you never know. It might be under my name. I'm going to try and do something with Mike and do Creative South of England, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future, but it's going to be exciting for sure. We're definitely going to get some more stuff like this.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, last year was your first year at Creative South.
Yeah.
And you came out with a bang. You had your cameras, taking many interviews and all of that stuff. So, compared to last year and now, like, what's like your perspective now coming back to Creative South?
I mean, for me personally, I've relaxed more. I haven't done any interviews yet. I know you've been on it. You've been really good. I just relax more. And as you come back the second time, you think you know everything. You know what's around, the food, you know where to go. And it's been more of a tour guide for me because Tom from Design Cuts and Matt from Design Cuts, they've come over from the UK, shown them around a little bit, had a great food with them. And you can relax a bit more now. You know the situation, you know the environment, you know what days things are going on. So that's my perspective of it. The gaming theme this year is fantastic. Like the old retro games all over the place. Last night was a blast. Yeah. Air hockey was great.
They kind of went all out with the arcade room last night. I mean, it was amazing.
And the bridge party is always good.
Goodness,
fireworks are amazing.
Like every time I go to the bridge party at Creative South, it's like this was the first night.
Yeah.
And you're like so overwhelmed with you're just full between tired and just you just keep reminding yourself that was the first night. Because usually you go to big events and it's when it's multiple days, the big celebration is always on the last night.
Yeah.
But no,
yeah.
Creative South decides to make it the first night.
Start with a blast, start with a bang. Start with loads of bangs for the fireworks, yeah. Yeah.
So this year you've been volunteering. How's volunteering been?
Volunteering is good. It's a great way to, one, give back to Mike, and he helped me out last year with some tickets and the plane tickets, and it's been incredible for me meeting him, and it's really helped me out and get me into the whole designing industry and help meet other people. So it's nice to be able to volunteer and give back a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm sure you feel the same. You've done it as well. So
yeah, I've volunteered even when I bought a ticket.
Yeah.
Like I'm always gonna do my best to
that's great.
give back to this conference because, as you said, like between Mike and his team, like they give back to people in the public and in the private even more. Like behind the scenes, they're going to bat for people over and over and over and over and over, and that's why I think people want to support this conference so much because they've mastered, to me, the whole idea of giving first.
100%. It's I mean, even if you walk out here and there's free food, we're looking at it now. There's opposite us. There's loads of free fruit. It's all gone, but there's loads of free fruit, loads of free crisps and chips, potato chips in this country, and you've got free coffee and free soda. You've got loads of people who are just willing to give out stickers. It's always like currency over here.
Right.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Right. So, after you've heard a few talks today, and like, what's some of the takeaways that you've gotten from Creative South so far?
Yeah, so. The first main thing that I took away was Rocky Rourke's talk, and that was amazing. He talked a lot about his past and sort of got a lot of the stuff he wouldn't normally say to people out and about his past, and it's quite a dark past, really. Did you see the talk?
No, I did not.
So, yeah, he got bullied a lot, and I let people let him tell his own story, but there was a lot of stuff happened, and yeah, it was amazing just to hear that, and it's almost like not being afraid to tell out your story and see the truth, because there's a lot of people that probably look at him and judge him, but then when you hear his backstory, you're like, oh, that's how this man's come to be such a nice guy, and the fact that he's gone through all of that and still an amazingly nice guy, and no judgment or no aggression towards anyone, and he's willing to speak to anyone. He's here, he's a designer, and he's so friendly for everyone, and yeah, it's really nice. That's my takeaway. So being nice to people, whatever happens, if you get angry or just spinning that and using that aggression to in a positive way, to push yourself forward and using it as a spur yourself on, rather than being angry at someone. It's no good being angry at someone.
Yeah, it actually hurts you more than the person being angry at someone. It actually
100%.
hurts you more than, and I think like it's so hard to come here and get into a conflict. Like, the place is just like full of love everywhere.
Maybe if you talk about Trump, but apart from that,
you know what? Even with that, it just feels like this is the one place where people can maybe not agree.
Yeah.
Like, the love here is like so rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's so rich. Like, no one is focused on what we don't agree on here. It's more of, okay, that's your perspective, this is my perspective, and we both respect that.
Yeah.
And I feel like ideally, like, that's what we want on the outside.
That's the design community as well. I think a lot of people in this industry are very open, and that's why we get into it. That's why you see a lot of different types of people in this industry. And yeah, it's a very open and friendly industry to be in for the most part, and that's great. So like you say, you can have differences in politics, or you can have different ideas and still get along.
Right. So you run Creative Waffle, another well-done podcast, and you stepped it up a notch. Like, what's some of the things that you have going on, and what's some of the things in the horizon for Creative Waffle?
Creative Waffle, wow. Well, thank you for plugging it on your podcast. That's amazing. So yeah, we got loads of great guests coming up. We got Emily Rudd, the hand letterer. Basically, I'm going to push it more towards young designers and push it more towards getting into the industry and tips. It's going to be like an encyclopedia for young designers, and actually it could be for anyone, but I'm a young designer, so I want to help out the young designers. I really want to give them the people that they're afraid to reach out to, because everyone is afraid to reach out to Sagmeister. They're scared of it because he's a big guy. So if you listen to him on a podcast with someone else that's your age, it might be a bit more relatable. And I hopefully will be asking the questions that they'll be asking if they could get in touch with him. So I'm getting the people that they couldn't speak to in front of them, hopefully.
That's true. I mean, And in regards to the plug, like one of the things that I believe and I want to change is like there's room for everyone.
Yeah.
Like there's room for everyone. Like I guess some people want to like push the whole competitive, like, but there's room for everyone.
But that's hard to understand. Like I struggle with that myself. It's really hard to get yourself in that mindset when there is other people doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that I've looked at. I made that post about Chris Do. I looked at him and was really angry towards him, a lot aggressive towards him a lot of times, not in person, but like behind the scenes. And I made that post about it, and it got the it got the weight off my shoulders. I was like, okay, let's get over this aggression. Let's stop being silly. It's design. He's got so much more experience. Everyone comes from different paths, and in the podcast game especially, we're all trying to come from different angles. And if you can be different in that way, then you're the one that's going to stand out.
I feel like once you are you.
Yes. Yeah.
Once you're you, like
that's a better way of putting it.
Your uniqueness will stand out.
Okay.
Your laugh, the way how you speak, the way how you handle your episodes, the way how you carry yourself. Like once you're you, that everything will be like there will be no other Mark Hirons, there will be no other Daryl, there will be no whatever other podcast. You know what I mean? There will be no other person. So I feel like the minute you kind of get your voice and get your groove and be you, like the people that you're supposed to draw will come to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, where can people go to find you and hear about your hair?
Okay, yeah. So the podcast, Creative Waffle, just search Creative Waffle. And Blue Deer Designs my handle. So there you go. Thank you very much for having me on.
Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks again for coming on the show. That's Mark Hirons, Creative Waffle, live at Creative South 2019.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. I hope it's been super valuable to you, and you're now ready to take your audience building, your community growing to the next level to help you and help me build our empire, for lack of a better word, or just to build our thing. Remember to stop by iTunes, Passion Behind the Art, and leave a review and subscribe. It's very important to me. It helps the podcast grow, and it makes me feel good to kind of hear from you guys, to know what you like about this podcast, what it's done for you. So jump on iTunes and subscribe and leave a review. Passion Behind the Art. Be blessed.